Hey, I don't really know why I'm doing this. Maybe just to get it out of my head. But if you're watching this, just promise me something. If someone dies in a house, don't sleep in their room. My name is Evan. I'm 26 now, but this happened 2 years ago. My grandmother passed away in late November. Heart failure, peaceful, they said. She died in bed, in her home. The same house she'd lived in for over 50 years. No one wanted the house right away. My family was scattered, no one local, and I had just lost my job. I offered to stay there for a while, keep it from falling apart. They thought it was sweet. It wasn't. I just needed a place to crash. The house was quiet, heavy, like it had inhaled the moment she died and never exhaled. Her room was at the end of the hall. Carpet faded from decades of sunlight. Her old wooden bed still made, like she'd be back any moment. I didn't sleep in there, obviously. I took the guest room across the hall. But every night, as I passed her door, I swore I felt something. Cold. Not just cold wrong. The doorknob stayed cold to the touch, even when the heating kicked in. One night, I forgot to close the door all the way. At around 2:30 a.m., I woke up and saw her door. Wide open. I hadn't left it like that. I sat up, heart thudding. The hallway was dark, but I swear I could hear something from inside her room. A creaking, slow and low, like someone shifting their weight on the bed. I told myself the house was old, that the wood settled at night. But when I walked past the room the next morning, the bedspread was wrinkled. Like someone had been sitting on it. No one else had been in the house. I brushed it off, told myself it was all in my head. Until the photos started to move. She had these framed family pictures all along the hallway. One of her and my grandfather. One of me when I was 6, holding a toy sword. That one started falling. Every day. Always the same one. I'd pick it up, put it back. Even nailed it tighter into the wall. Next morning, on the floor again. Once, it landed face. When I picked it up, the glass was cracked right across my face. It didn't stop there. One night, I woke up gasping. Cold sweat. The room freezing. And I swear to God, someone was breathing in my ear. But when I turned on the lamp, I was alone. That was the first night I heard the voice. From across the hall. From her room, Evan. Low, fragile, just like she used to call me when she was sick. I stayed frozen in bed until the sun rose. Because the worst part wasn't hearing her voice. It was realizing I had locked her door the night before. I didn't sleep the next night. I left all the lights on, TV running low, windows locked. Her door up, but 2:33 a.m. same thing. That whisper again. Evan. This time it was closer. Clearer. Not a memory. Not a hallucination. It came from inside her room. I stared at the door from my bed across the hall. Still closed. Still locked. But I could hear breathing. Soft. Raspy. Coming through the wood like she was lying just inches away. I don't know what got into me. I should have stayed in bed. But I got up. I walked to her door, feet ice cold on the floor, and stood there, listening. My heart was in my throat. Then I said it. Stupidly. The breathing stopped. And then, like the air itself spoke. Come see me. I froze. My entire body felt like static. My hand on the doorknob was shaking. I didn't want to move. I didn't want to know. But something made me turn the knob. It opened. The room was dark. The only light came from the hallway behind me. And there on the bed, she was sitting up. Not just her shape. Not a shadow. I saw her. Gray skin. Eyes like murky glass. Mouth half open like it had just stopped screaming. She was wearing the same nightgown she was buried in. I recognized the lace collar. Her hands were folded on her lap, but they weren't resting. They were gripping the blanket. So tight her knuckles bulged. And then, she turned her head. Slow, jittery, like her neck was too stiff to move all the way. Her eyes didn't blink. They just stared into mine. Dead still, empty. But her lips moved. I couldn't hear the words. I stepped back. The floor creaked. Her head snapped toward the sound. Not gradually, violently, like someone yanked a puppet string. She stood up. Her feet never touched the floor. She just floated forward Salentin till she was halfway between the bed and the door. I slammed it shut, locked it, ran into the bathroom and threw up. The next morning, I told myself it was a dream, but I knew better, because when I finally worked up the nerve to open her door again, she wasn't there. But the indent on the bed was fresh, and on her nightstand, a photo of me, not one I recognized. It wasn't from a family album. It was a photo of me sleeping, curled up in the guest room across the hall. Taken from the doorway, I hadn't seen that photo before. I still don't know who took it, or when. That's when I started hearing her during the day. She'd whisper from vents, hiss through the walls. I tried to leave, packed a bag, reached for the doorknob, but the front door wouldn't open. Not stuck. Not jammed. Just wrong. Like the air around it was thicker, heavier, refusing. And from the hall behind me, she called again. Evan, don't leave me alone again. I didn't sleep. I didn't eat. I just sat by the window with a flashlight and a rusted fire poker I found in the basement. Like that was going to help. All day, I'd hear little things. The creak of her rocking chair, even though I'd shoved it into the hallway. The sound of a tea kettle whistling, even though the stove was cold. And sometimes, God help me, I'd hear her humming. That old lullaby she used to sing when I was a kid. Except now, it sounded slower off key. Like someone mimicking it from memory they didn't own. I tried calling my mom. The phone rang once, then went dead. Not just disconnected, completely dead. No signal. No power. Nothing. That night was my last. At 2:41 a.m., I woke to the smell of flowers. But not fresh ones. Rotten lily. Sickly, sweet, decaying. And then I realized I hadn't fallen asleep. I'd just blacked out. The air was freezing. My flashlight was gone, and her bedroom door was wide open. She stood in the hallway this time. Not floating, not hiding, just standing there, inches from my door, facing me. Her head was tilted too far. Her jaw unhinged slightly, like it wanted to speak but forgot how. Then she raised her hand, shaking, twitching, and pointed to me. That's when the pictures on the wall began to fall, one by one, shattering, slamming to the ground. Except the one of me. That one burned. I watched, paralyzed, as the photo of 6-year-old me curled inward from the edges, blackened, turned to ash without fire. And from the ash, something began crawling out. Something wearing my face. I screamed, slammed the bedroom door. It didn't budge. The door wouldn't close. She was already halfway inside. Her feet dragged. Her fingers curled around the edge of the frame. Her eyes never blinked. She whispered, "You look just like him." I didn't know what she meant. I still don't. Then the lights flickered once, twice, and I heard my own voice from behind her say, "It was me, but not me." And then silence. I woke up at dawn, in the living room, door wide open. Her room, empty. No photos. No furniture, no dust. Like no one had ever lived there. Like she had never lived there. I left that day. I don't remember packing. I don't remember unlocking the door. I just remember driving. I haven't been back since. I don't talk to my family about it. I don't talk to anyone about it, really. Except you. Because sometimes, in hotel mirrors or darkened windows, I still see her. Just standing, not reaching. And last week, I got a letter in the mail. No return address. Inside was a single photograph of me, sleeping, in my new apartment. And in the background, barely visible in the mirror, was her. Thank you for listening to Whispered Ghosts. If this story made you feel that tight cold in your chest, please like, share, and subscribe. Because some stories don't fade. Sleep well. And don't answer when the dead remember your name.